Hey, what's up, guys? This is Aaron, also aka the Bucks user. I'm here with Finn right now, and we're doing a podcast on the prospects that are coming up. We're going to do a little overview, and Finn, I got all the information, man. So if you want to kind of lead the way, and I'll let you know which players, where they're at, what they're ranked, and kind of give you a little brief summary on them.
Yeah, man, I could do that. So, like my man said, we're going to be running through some of these guys. We're going to focus on the offense this episode, and then we'll have a follow-up one here in a couple of days. Get you guys going on some of the defensive stars, and there's a lot of them on that side. And we were just talking about one, and really excited about that player. I don't know who's going to fall to. I'm looking at it right now. We got the Bears in dead last, but they'd have a new user, so it might be one of Vikings or Colts. Actually, Vikings got a user, so watch the Colts get that user. That'd be crazy. But either way, we're going to hold that off, right? We're going to hold that off. Let's get into these quarterbacks, okay? We got 10 in front of us. I don't think 10 of them stay quarterbacks. All right?
Yeah,
I don't think
see that happening.
And if you're looking at the same guy I'm looking at, I'm thinking that's Jalen Hurts, Alabama senior, 6'2", 220. Okay, now we had a player last year's draft, right? Jalen Hurd, who converted from wide receiver to running back and was filthy. And I have a weird feeling he's going to be a similar kind of guy. Now, do you have any input on like maybe his athleticism? Is he going to be a guy that's suitable to be a quarterback, or is he a guy that you could see making a position change?
Jalen Hurts, I see him probably staying as a quarterback. And the only reason why is Jalen Hurts is a physical specimen. Like, he's like once in a lifetime you'll have in Madden. But for Jalen Hurts, he doesn't have that speed. He doesn't have that athleticism. We're talking about maybe outrunning defensive linemen, but he's not going to get past linebackers, especially quicker ones that people love to have. So he's quick with his feet. He can move in and out of the pocket quickly if he needs to, but he's not going to beat you, in a foot race. And the D lines now that are coming out, they're pretty fast themselves. Now, he's got a good arm. He's got good accuracy. If Tua, for whatever reason, goes down, his junior year, Jalen might have a chance to really prove himself to, put himself into teams actually seeing himself as a legit quarterback.
Right. I think you would have liked to have seen him declare last season. I feel like the quarterback last season after Will Grier was kind of a question mark. Guys like Shea Patterson, and what is it, Khalil Tate out of the Cowboys that were kind of started. Well, Shea wasn't started, but I don't feel like there was a lot of quarterback talent. This is not the draft class to be a quarterback. Jalen was at number 9 on our list. Number 10, we got Mackenzie Milton. He's a UCF quarterback, a little bit smaller. All right, we got him listed 5'11", 187. But he is also very similar to Jalen, a guy who's known for his mobility. Do you have anything on Mackenzie? Obviously that's real thin. That's real small. So position change might be out of the question. But if he's got the wheels and not the arm, I could see it as well.
He does have the wheels. And I'll put it this way. If he was 6'1", this guy would be right up there with Tua as far as who's going to be obviously Tua would be the first quarterback, but he's going to be right up there with him. He's got, arm strength is decent, but he's just fundamentally, as far as his accuracy, everything, he's probably one of the most accurate quarterbacks coming out in this draft. Speed-wise, I would say we're looking at probably one of the faster quarterbacks coming out in this draft class. I think there's a possibility he can be useful. It's just, I think finding a system where they can, they're not necessarily deterred with his height and his stature, being at 187. It's going to be tough, but he has the accuracy, he has the will. So if you're creative, I think you can work him into your system.
Right. And as we're talking about Tua, both of those guys played high school ball out in Hawaii. I was going to look up to see if they ever played each other. Tua went to St. Louis, which is Marcus Mariota's old school, which is a private school. And Mackenzie went to a public school out there. So unless they played in the state championship, I highly doubt that they played each other. Another big name who might be one of the top 2, if not top 3 picks in this draft might be Kyler Murray, the Oklahoma quarterback. But obviously there's that baseball connection, right? And if he declares, you're taking a huge risk. Do you really think a team would see him drop, or is he that good of a talent that it's worth just taking the flyer to have his rights for the next 4 or so years in the first or second round?
I think he's worth that. there are reports coming out of OU saying that he's actually contemplating coming to the NFL, trying it out. He's just a phenomenal athlete. Again, he's one of those guys. If he was 6 foot, 200 pounds, solid, one of the best prospects. But only 5'10", 191. But we're talking great speed. Probably think Lamar Jackson type speed.
Right.
Coming out. So he can play. He's definitely one guy who could probably be a receiver, could be a running back, be that scat back. The only issue is how many quarterbacks have really translated to being, a great wide receiver. So you have that to deal with. But overall, probably one of the best prospects to be in this draft, well-rounded guy.
Gotcha. Yeah. And there's always that in the back of your mind. I wonder how old he is. It shows him as a redshirt senior, so he's been in college for a while, but depending on when he got there, that's another thing as well in terms of development and then how long you're willing to wait around. There's some other quarterbacks in this class. I'll just list them by name. Jarrett Stidham, the Auburn quarterback. There's Jacob Eason, the Washington. He was a Georgia transfer to Washington University. So if you're looking for the prototypical pocket passer, I imagine that would be your guy.
Oh, yes.
6'6", right? If you're John Elway and you just love some Brock Osweiler height.
Pretty much, yeah.
We know about who's sitting there at number 1, Tua Tagovailoa. I almost don't want you to spoil it, but here's the thing. If he doesn't go 1-1, would you be upset? Is he the kind of guy that has to be gone first, or it's just going to be a crapshoot of trades to try and get up and snag him?
It's going to be tough because if for whatever reason we saw where teams who are good have good quarterbacks, they don't do well. So if you're willing to change your whole future, I think he's worth it. Just the whole what he is as a player, what he can do. We're talking combining speed and size and arm strength. Like he's the total package. I would make that choice. Obviously I got Jameis, so of course it's a no-brainer. Yeah,
right.
So, but I think he's worth it. And just he's gonna sell you jerseys. He's gonna do everything, for you. So he's worth it.
Gotcha. Now, last year we saw a running back go in the top 4. That was Mr. Bryce Love over to the Detroit Lions, correct?
Correct. Yes, we did.
This year, I feel like our running back class, by names alone, I don't think we may be seeing somebody go in top 4. All right. Looks like there's a little bit of mix. Obviously, I have a little bias towards my man DeAndre Swift from University of Georgia. I'm really hoping he drops because I need somebody to start over Kareem Hunt if I make that decision to move on from him. So there's that. There's Benny Snow Jr., kind of a power back that everybody likes out of the University of Kentucky. And he really is the offense for the University of Kentucky. If we're looking at the running back list, what kind of guys are we looking at if we're looking at a running back early within the first round or second round?
Well, this one for the running back class, this is probably going to be, as far as talent-wise, it's going to be a lot deeper than last year. Now, as far as how we see the running backs go in the draft, is going to come down strictly to how teams view that position as far as it being a priority. So if there's a couple of teams that are in the mid-round, late round who need running backs, I think you'll see a run because this is probably one of the deepest or deeper classes of running backs. So, you got Jonathan Taylor from Wisconsin. He's a junior. He's probably the best running back in the country at the moment. And then you got guys who are, not as good, but still good quality running backs you could pick up, second, third round who can probably be starters. So it's very, very deep class that you have here at the running back position.
I could see that. And there's not too many teams that are really in need of a running back right now. And not many of them high enough. I could see the Ravens being a team that goes and address that. If there is a weak spot on his team, it's Alex Collins, in my opinion. So I did have some interest in J.K. Dobbins. I wish he would have run a little bit faster of a 40 at 4.45. That's being picky, right? That's still really fast 40 for a running back.
He's 215 pounds, 5'10". It's pretty good. But obviously, yeah, there's not a lot of speed at the running back position, more like, good speed. And then you have a couple game breakers, but they're not polished running backs, if that makes sense. But
right. But if you need that third round, that Kareem Hunt, that Alvin Kamara type guy, this might be a draft where you go find your stud late, where you don't feel like you have to rush up.
Oh, yeah.
Now, when we're talking about some speed guys that can go early, let's talk about the wide receiver position. Let's talk about our man Hollywood Brown. I've already seen people eyeballing him in the chats. He ran a blazing 4.36, so we can expect mid-90s speed from him. A.J. Brown, the Ole Miss receiver, many thought he was coming out last year. He's here this year, 6'1", 4.49 speed. And my personal favorite, 6'4", N'Keal Harry from Arizona State University. When we're looking at the wide receiver position, what are your kind of thoughts over there, and how off the page is Marquise Brown really jumping for a 160-pound wide receiver?
Well, as you see, for the start with Brown, from OU, he's the third best overall wide receiver, and that is because obviously his size. He's only 160 pounds, 5'10". But he is definitely a game changer. Speed-wise, it's there. Everything like that. The only thing is, I don't know if he's going to come out as being one of the better route runners. We saw a couple different things as far as how, short route, mid route, deep route kind of got, I guess, put together. So you don't know. That's going to be an iffy factor. It's not going to be the worst, but he's not going to be the best route runner. But definitely wise, he could come in here and actually help your offense his rookie year just with that speed alone. So
you don't have to tell me that speed can help out your offense.
You got too much.
I got a little too much. So many were kind of disappointed last year with A.J. Brown's teammate, DK Metcalf. He went to the 21-year-old went to the Dallas Cowboys. Isn't exactly what everybody expected as a prospect. Definitely not what Anthony expected, but is A.J. Brown, is he for real? Is he the guy? I mean, his big body, 230, 6'1", which is pretty ideal size for your wide receiver one. He's got good speed. Where's he at in terms of route running and his ability to catch the football?
He's the best route runner in this draft, period. Probably the best one that's probably coming out even compared to last year. This guy right here, he's going to catch every ball thrown to him in traffic. He's going to make amazing catches. He's basically – he does everything the best in this draft class. So he's probably going to be the best route runner. Speed-wise, it's going to be a little bit iffy because, with how the whole speed thing with the attributes and everything. So, but nonetheless, he's going to be the most complete receiver we're probably going to see here, including last year. So he's definitely the real deal, Holyfield. I mean, the best prospect. He's in the top 50, and those are the best rated players in the game, and A.J. Brown's one of them.
Gotcha. Any of the other receivers we got? We got guys like T.J. Vasher. We got 6'3" North Carolinian Kelvin Harmon, Austin Mack out of Ohio State. Any guys that you think could be some late round sleepers at the wide receiver position?
Yeah, actually, it is Hakeem Butler. This guy's 6'6", probably very, very good speed. He's not going to outrun you, but he's got really good speed. Big body, good possession receiver, and I think he could go in there and help out a team who kind of struggles in the red zone. He's a great jumper, probably one of the best jumpers in this draft. So he's going to be my sleeper for this upcoming draft.
And that's Iowa State, correct? That's the guy.
Oh, yes, yeah. I'm sorry, from Iowa State, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Hakeem Butler.
And that's that guy. I mean, if you've watched any in real life football, that's the team that has gone in there and they've put up points on Oklahoma. A Baker Mayfield-led Oklahoma team, I think they beat them. So he's a huge part of those huge upsets. So if you're looking for a guy who can catch the football in those just huge situations, or I just need one now, that's the perfect size for you. Yeah. Tight end position. So I'm looking, and it just seems like every year Iowa and Stanford have some kind of tight end coming out. And this year they have two of them. They got Noah Fant and T.J. Hawkinson. Can you tell me about the Iowa duo that decided to declare?
Okay, so Noah Fant, obviously he's a senior, so more than likely he's going to be in the NFL. As far as what was the other guy's name?
T.J. Hawkinson.
T.J. Hawkinson. He's still he's a junior redshirt, so I can see him actually staying, and filling that gap, coming back for his senior year. But both these guys right here, they're just great, complete tight ends. They can do everything. Fant, obviously, he's a little bit more athletic, but each of them go in there. If you need a tight end, these are going to be the guys that can come in and help out right away. Fant is probably going to be your better receiving tight end. He's going to be there. He's going to make plays in the passing and really help you in that. Not the greatest, I guess, blockers that are there, but he can definitely come in and help you in your both pass and run game. Both of them, actually.
Right. That's good to see. All 7 of our tight ends on this list are 6'5". Who is able to stand out amongst the tall boys here? Who do you have on your list that you think just really separates himself from the rest of the pack?
This one's a little bit tough. They're all good prospects, but I don't see anybody really going in there and kind of taking over the position where they say, oh, yeah, that's going to be the number 1 tight end. My guess would be Noah Fant, who, I think that offense that he's in, the way they're able to do it, defense is going to have to scheme for the other guy. So I think Fant's probably going to be the guy who puts up the most numbers, and I think he's going to be the most, sought-after prospect as far as, in the passing game.
For sure. The league is turning to the passing game. So
yes,
if you can be that guy, they like you. Let's move on to the offensive line here for the last position group of our show. It's like death taxes and offensive tackles in the Midwest. It's just there's 3 things that are permanent. They're always going to happen. And it's no different. David Edwards, Wisconsin, right tackle, the redshirt senior. He's a monster. He's 6'7", 316 pounds.
And probably the strongest lineman in this draft.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit more about Edwards.
Edwards, 6'7", 316 pounds, strongest guy probably. Not the most mobile, but he has very good athleticism, help you out on those pulls. If you run like a zone scheme, he'll definitely be there for you. But, just overall, I think he's going to, last year, I think had he come out, he would probably still have been the number 1 tackle taken. So he's just an overall complete prospect, passing wise, but his specialty is run blocking. With that strength, he's going to just basically move guys out of the way for you. So if you're a big run guy, need help on that run team, David Edwards might be your guy.
Gotcha. So quick question for you. Have you ever seen a top 5 right tackle list? Like, how people do top 5s and stuff like that, like top 5 quarterbacks. Have you ever seen a top 5 right tackle list before?
I haven't. No,
Probably not. You want to know why?
Why is that?
Because the top 5 right tackles play left tackle. So let's talk about our top left tackle on the board, Greg Little, Ole Miss. All right. The name of the game is the blind side. All right. Michael Orr went to Ole Miss. Is Greg Little going to be a little bit better than his superstar counterpart or movie star counterpart, or is he also a fluke? When I think Greg Little, I don't know why, but Laremy Tunsil pops to mind.
I see that. But I think he's going to be a better prospect than Tunsil.
Okay.
And I would be hoping that he would be better than the blindside guy.
Michael Orr, yeah.
Yeah, then Michael Orr. Michael Orr did, wasn't a terrible pick, but, he was a quality offensive lineman. But Greg Little, again, one of those guys who he came out last year, you would have probably been the second, third tackle taken. But he's more of a balanced guy compared to the right tackle from Wisconsin. He's not as strong, but he's more athletic. So, and that's what you need when you have those, edge rushers that are coming at you on your blind side. So I think Greg Little is probably going to be your best pure pass block offensive lineman. And, 6'6", 225 pounds. He can move. So he's definitely the guy that would help. If you have a young quarterback, something like that, you help them get in there, protect them.
Right. And it looks like the top 50 board here reflects that, as he is right behind his teammate A.J. Brown at number 8 on your top 50. And like you said before about David Edwards above, if he's that run block guy that you need, I mean, he's right there at 2 on the big board. And his running back, Jonathan Taylor, who you said was a top running back in this draft, is right behind him at number 3 on the top 50 big board. So if that's all the proof you needed to go and get your guys' linemen early. Is this going to be a draft that's not friendly to people who need O-line in the second or third? Are you going to have to get your guys early, or is this a deeper draft at tackle?
This is going to be – right. No. This is going to be a deeper draft class. If you miss out on Greg Little or if you miss out on David Edwards, there's going to be guys down there that are going to be able to help you out. Each of them, obviously not complete as the other two, but each of them bring their own thing, their own game as far as what they're good at. So this will go strictly down to scheme, how you run your offense, the type of players you need. So, but you don't – if you lose out on Little or on Edwards, you're not completely out of the game. There's going to be guys available late first, second, maybe even third that are going to be able to go in there and help you out, right?
Well, yeah, guys, pretty much. I mean, that's pretty much the offensive line group, and that's going to wrap up our little recap here of the top 10 top guys at each position here for the offense. Plenty more content to come out from us on the league podcast, from you. There's going to be blogs on the league. There's going to be probably videos. Make sure you check out the PML College because you get to watch some of these guys' games, see how they perform. And I'm sure we're going to be talking a little bit more in depth, especially when we're talking about position boards and fits per team as we get a little bit closer to our draft cycle. We're just in week 3 right now, so can't really do any kind of projections and stuff like that. So I know you kind of started it off on the lead, but thanks for having me, man. I appreciate you.
Thanks for having me, man.
So
definitely.
So check this out, guys. Once again, if you're listening to this for some reason you're not in the league and you're confused on what the hell we're talking about, this is a Madden league. Join.premiermaddenleague.com. We are a PlayStation Madden league. There's open teams. Hit us up. Get your spot in the Premier Madden League.